We've talked a bit about factoring, or about expanding. Now we're going to talk about factoring, which is a reverse operation. And what that means is we want to take out whatever is common. Better known as greatest common factor. So, if we look at this first two terms right here, part A, we have 6x squared and 4x. What's common? Well, I have a 2 that can be removed from the 6 and the 4, and an x that can be removed from x squared and x. So, our greatest common factor, I'll just show you, to be 2 times 3 times x times x plus 2 times 2 times x. So I can remove the 2, the x, the 2, and the x. When I do that, I get 2x, and then the remainder, what's left over, the 3x plus 2, goes in the brackets. And that's totally factored. These factors of 6x squared plus 4x. Same idea over in the second example. This is a little different. I gotta look for what's the same. I have a plus 1 and a plus 1. That is what's common. So I'm gonna factor out a plus 1. So I get a plus 1. I'm going to put that in brackets. And the leftovers, negative 4 plus a plus 2. So that leaves me with negative 4 plus a plus 2. Now, I'm not finished. I'm going to leave the a plus 1 alone. I'm going to work what's in brackets on the other side. I have negative 4 plus a plus 2. So this simplifies to a plus 1 times negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 plus a. Or you can also write it as a plus 1, a minus 2. Those are my factors. So, going from here, this way is expanding. This way is factoring. Now, to go one step further with our factoring, we're going to look up a couple more examples. Here, I have 3ab plus d plus 3ad plus b. This is considered factoring with 4 terms. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to group into like terms. So I want to make sure I can take 2 terms and factor them together. So I'm going to start with 3ab plus b. I'm going to put those together. I'm going to get 3ab plus b. Then I'm going to leave the other 2 terms, except we're going to write this as 3ad minus d. Move this over a bit. I'm going to move that all the way over here out of our way. And now I can work back here. Now, what's common? I have a b and a b. That's common for the first 2. And in the next 2, I have a d and a d. It's common here. Going back to factoring the first 2, we're going to take out the b, and it leaves me with 3a plus 1. Plus, remove the d, and it leaves me with 3a. I'm going to make that plus b, and I'll show you why. I made a typo. That was supposed to be a plus. So, now that we have that, and I made another mistake, it's early in the morning here. Plus 1. Plus 1. Now, this and this are common, So they're coming out 3a plus 1. And I'm left with b plus d. That factored. Okay, try one more quick example. We're going to look at this. I'm going to take the first two terms, because I know there's an x that's common, and I look at the next two terms, and 5 is common. So I factor out the x, and it leaves me with x plus 2. Factor out the 5, and it leaves me with x plus 2. Factored correctly so far, because the terms in the brackets are the same. Lots of writing here. So what I mean by that is there's x plus 2 and x plus 2. So I can factor that out, x plus 2. And what I'm left with, x plus 5, goes in the other set of brackets. Then I'm finished.